Roach, Mayor of White Plains.
Thank you for being here. I'll relight that. Walking too fast. But thank you, LOFT, for being here in White Plains. And I have to say, tonight I have multiple events, but I knew where this event would be, so thank you, Methodist Church. We know that you'll always be here when we need you. It was just June 2nd, actually, that was the day against gun violence, and we had our garage lit in orange, and I wore an orange tie, and everyone tries to get people interested in this, and then a terrible tragedy like this happens, and I think you put it so eloquently. This was a terrorist act. This was a hate crime by someone filled with hate, and we all want to pray and hope that we can make people change. But one thing that we should be able to do as a civilized nation is make it difficult for people who hate to obtain military weapons. And that is something that does not seem insurmountable, and I think it is outrageous and unacceptable, and that we still have to argue this. The violence against the LGBTQ community happens all the time. And although things have gotten better, it's absolutely still there. But when someone has a military weapon, the damage they can do is unbelievable. And I have to say, as a mayor, you see that we have a police officer here tonight. The way they are trained now is that when there is an active shooter, they used to be wait for people to get there, try and negotiate. They are now trained to enter the building. So you have people, and I know these men and women and their families that are going into a building, in many cases with a gun, a handgun, where people are armed militarily. And the damage they wreak is tremendous. And some of the comments that have been made by some politicians today are so outrageous. I'm sorry if I'm bringing a little anger into this. I just can't help it, because I think there's anger here. So thank you all for coming out tonight. And I hope you all, working together, hopefully we can finally make this change, because I think it's an outrageous situation. And it's, to me, how hard can it be to say that if you're on the terrorist watch list, you shouldn't be able to buy an automatic weapon, a military-grade weapon? How hard is that? If you've been convicted of a violent hate crime, that you shouldn't be able to obtain a gun? Doesn't seem so outrageous to me, and I don't hear anything in the Second Amendment that would interfere with that. And we also have a line in one of our other famous documents about the pursuit of happiness, which we are all also entitled to, and which for 50 people and all of their friends and all of their families has been taken forever. So I don't know what else to say.
Thank you, Tom.
I want to acknowledge that we have a representative, Susan Spear, from U.S. Senator Andrew Stewart, and Christine Gillibrand. Yep. And also State Senator Andrew Stewart Cousins, a representative. Thank you for being here. We have a representative from Assemblymember David Buchwald's office. Are they still here? Thank you for being here. I also want to ask Michael Sabatino, council member from Yonkers.
Yes, Michael.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Scott. I was going to read a statement that I read to the Yonkers City Council the other night. But essentially, I'll summarize it in saying that there's so many people avoiding the word LGBT, some of our public officials, and the hate that has been posted on Facebook. And people talk about Islamic radicalism, but there's Christian radicalism as well.
Yes.
And that's running rampant in our country. And this is what causes what happened last Sunday.
That's right.
Now I'm going to tell you, there's another movement afoot. We've done it before. We've changed history. We're going to change history again. There are organizations organizing. There's a meeting tonight down in the city, Gays Against Guns. We have all the experience. We know what grassroots is about. We know how to organize. We know how to talk to our legislators. And we're going to get this done. We're the group that can move this pendulum. So I ask you all to pay attention on Facebook and get involved in ending this terrible, terrible trend of murders, mass murders. There is no reason for anyone in this country to have an automatic weapon or a semi-automatic weapon. You can have a handgun, you can have a rifle, but there's no need for a semi-automatic weapon, except for our law enforcement. So we need to work hard. As I said, we've changed history once, we'll do it again. Oh, and for those of you that might be interested, on Monday night at Yonkers City Hall, it's kind of early, it's 5 p.m. We will be having a celebration for Pride and a memorial for all of the victims. I would invite you all to join us. Mayor Spano has supported this event, and I encourage you all to attend, because we have to be visible. Thank you.
I would like to invite up to the mic a representative from Congresswoman Nita Lowey, Patricia Keegan.
I'm going to be coming up soon.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the LOFT and all the other participating organizations for bringing us all together. Mrs. Lowey is on her way back from Washington, but we'll be having a press conference tomorrow that Scott will be one of the speakers at, to bring home the message we hope that gun violence prevention is long overdue. Part of a statement that she read on the House of Representatives floor this morning. The Orlando shooting reminds us there's too much that has been left undone to stop gun violence. The leadership in the House has voted 13 times to retain the outrageous loophole that allows suspected terrorists to legally purchase weapons, and not just on the House floor. The real question is, what are we waiting for? Americans agree with prohibiting terror suspects from purchasing guns, and Congress is overdue to act. We cannot forget that Orlando was also a hate crime perpetrated against LGBTQ Americans. The gunman committed this heinous act with hate in his heart against a specifically targeted group of people who want nothing more than to live their truth in a community free from harassment and violence. Between 2010 and 2014, an estimated 43,000 hate crimes in the United States involved guns. We today stand in solidarity with the LGBTQ community, especially in the fight to prevent more gun violence and hate crimes. Thank you all.
I would like to invite LOFT board member Fran Sisco, who is going to be reading a statement from Rochelle Mayor Noam Bramson, and then she'll be reading a poem.
I feel honored to do this. I totally agree with everything that's been said about guns, and I totally endorse that. And while we are vigilant and press forward in making change, let us continue to love, because that's what this community is all about. It's about love and peace. And let's continue to do that. This is a statement from Noam Bramson, who was not able to be here tonight. He shows his love for this community and many times has been very supportive, just like the other politicians who are here tonight and community leaders. He says, "I am very sorry that a prior commitment makes it impossible for me to be present tonight. Allow me instead to join you in spirit. In the aftermath of the horrific bloodshed in Orlando, all Americans must stand shoulder to shoulder with the LGBT community. Together, let us defy hatred and bigotry in all its forms, while affirming our commitment to an all-inclusive society in which all people are free to love, and in which the individuality of every human being is celebrated." Thank you, Noam. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yep. We have one more elected official who's with us this evening, and also a representative. Representing County Executive Astorino and the Westchester County Human Rights Commission is Mark Fang. And we also have Westchester County Board of Legislator Ken Jenkins. Ken?
Thank you,
Ken. Thank you for being here. And the Westchester County Board of Legislators is doing their annual Pride ceremony this Monday evening at 6:30 p.m. at the county office building in their chambers, honoring many organizations that are here tonight and the good work that they're doing throughout the year. Thank you so much for continuing to offer that ceremony for the LGBT community. So now we have Fran again, thank you, who's going to be reading a poem.
Thank you. I wrote this poem the other day because I am so infused with the idea of continuing to love, even in the face of this hatred, and for hope. The poem is called Saturated Souls, very short. Sometimes in a club, and sometimes from the sky, twisted minds rain evil on the innocent. But always into our hearts, and always into our souls, a kind God showers grace in silver linings that become apparent as we embrace every woman and man and allow them to express and to be their amazing, beautiful selves, vibrant and whole and free, with souls saturated with kindness, peace, hope, and love. Oh, how awesome to be us. Thank you.
From the Community Unitarian Universalist Congregation of White Plains, Reverend Deb Mora.
Beautiful. Very touching.
I'd like to share a short reflection written by A. Powell Davies, who was a Unitarian minister from the mid-20th century. When sorrow comes, let us accept it simply as part of life. Let the heart be open to pain. Let it be stretched by it. All the evidence we have says that this is the better way. An open heart never grows bitter, or if it does, it cannot remain so. In the desolate hour, there is an outcry, a clenching of the hands upon emptiness, a burning pain of bereavement, a weary ache of loss. But anguish, like ecstasy, is not forever. There comes a gentleness, a returning quietness, a restoring stillness. This, too, is a door to life. Here also is a deepening of meaning, and it can lead to dedication, a going forward to the triumph of the soul, the conquering of the wilderness. And in the process,
will come a deepening inward knowledge that in the final reckoning, all is well.
Thank you, Reverend Deb. Representing Assemblywoman Shelley Mayer is Robert Voorhees. I just want to acknowledge, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Who's reading this, the next part? Reverend Jenny.
So, as we have come together, as our hearts are filled and overflowing, let us close together with prayer. And I ask you to join me on the prayer that is in your bulletin at the bottom of the first page. O God of peace,
We turn to you for comfort. With your Spirit, lift us up. In quietness and confidence, give us strength. And with our healing presence, may we be still and know that you are with us.
Amen.
And we're going to next be led into song, We Shall Overcome, by Reverend Karen Berger. And the words are in your program.
Ooh, this is amazing.
I always bring my ukulele everywhere I go. It's kind of a cheerful instrument, so maybe it'll uplift us a little, right? So, all right, so let's join in and make a big noise. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome.
We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. We'll lay down our guns. We'll lay down our guns. We'll lay down our guns someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday.
We'll walk hand in hand.
We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in our hearts, I still believe that we shall overcome someday.
We shall all be free.
We shall all be free. We shall all be free. We shall all be free someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday.
We are not afraid.
We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my we shall live in peace. We shall live in peace someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. Yeah, wow. Woo!
So one final song before we go. This is dedicated to the LGBTQI community here and above. And we reached out our hands earlier to send out love and peace, and I believe they are also reaching down to us. This is an adaptation of Madonna's Rain. Rain, feel it on my fingertips, hear it on my window pane. Your love's coming down like rain. Wash away my sorrow, take away my pain. Your love's coming down like rain. When your lips are burning mine and you take the time to tell me how you feel, and you listen to my words, and I know you've heard, I know it's real. Rain is what the thunder brings. For the first time I can hear my heart sing. Call me a fool, but I know I'm not. I'm gonna stand out here on the mountaintop till I feel your rain. Feel it on my fingertips, hear it on my window pane. Your love's coming down like rain. Wash away my sorrow, take away my pain. Your love's coming down like rain. When you looked into our eyes and you said goodbye, could you see our tears as you were taken away? Did you hear us say we'd wait for all the dark clouds bursting in Orlando's sky? You promised us when you said goodbye that you'd return when the storm is done. And now we wait for your light, we wait for the sun till we feel your rain. Feel it on our fingertips, hear it on our window panes. Your love's coming down like rain. Wash away our sorrow, take away our pain. Your love's coming down like rain. Here comes the sun, rainbows will come, and we'll say, not gone away. Rain is what the thunder brings. For the first time we can hear the world sing. Call us fools, but we know we're not. We're gonna stand out here at the loft tonight till we feel your rain. We feel it, it's coming. Your love's coming down like rain. Gonna wash away our sorrow, take away our pain. Your love's coming down like. Stand here on the mountaintop and wait for you to call our names.
Thank you so much, Reverend Karen. What a lovely, lovely way to send us off this evening. I am actually standing in tonight for the LOFT Executive Director, Judy Trurlow. She sends her regards. She absolutely is with us in spirit. She is getting married on Saturday to her partner, Heidi Diarlo.
Woo! Yeah, good luck, Judy. Best wishes.
I want to thank LOFT board member Jean Marie Angelo and her wife, Ann Post, for helping organize this vigil this evening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to thank all of you. As we hear the news of what happened and we read the newspapers and watch television and watch it on our phones and our computers, sometimes we're doing that alone. And it's wonderful to come together to show the community coming out in full force, and I think it's so beautiful. So thank you very much to all of you for coming out this evening. We do have refreshments inside. If anyone is hungry to build more community building conversation, you can join us inside for beverages and refreshments. Thank you so much. Go in peace.
Thank
Safe
you,
travels.
Scott. Yeah. Woo.